Okay, I asked God which deck to use, and I was told this one. So I'm going to pull just one card to reveal to you whatever you need to know right now when it comes to love. And of course, we have the Princess of Gems coming out. So in love, you are meant to be in this energy of receiving, of allowing yourself to be loved. And I'm also being shown the image of you opening yourself up to receiving love from another. And it's literally like a flower in bloom is what I'm being told. Now, moving forward, I really feel you embodying this energy of receiving gifts, of receiving time, of receiving affirmation, of receiving offers in love. And it's multiple offers in love, letting you know of someone's interest in you, of their intentions in love for you. Okay, I know I said one, but I'm going to pull one more because I'm being asked to pull one more. God, angels, is there someone specific that you would like for me to focus this channel on? A specific energy with a specific someone. Okay. Oh wait, this one was the one. Interesting. So this is the one that I went with intuitively, but this is the one that was turned over for me. And it's literally from disappointment to being romanced. You are no longer in this energy of giving your love away to someone in order to receive. You are entering this energy of just purely being taken care of. Like when I tell you this person is going to be coming forward to you to show you action inspired by their love and desire for you. Like this is somebody who's not afraid to push the limits on what love is what I'm being told. This is somebody who's not afraid to express their love. This is somebody who finds a lot of joy in expressing their like passion for something. Interesting. I'm getting like hunting energy, or like this is somebody who's very like, I'm just seeing like wolf eyes, like very intense energy coming through here for this love connection. God, is there anything specific that you want me to share about this romance energy coming from this disappointment energy? I'm hearing catch me if you can. And this has to do with your energy. It's almost like playing hard to get. And it's not in a toxic way. It's like in a fun way. Like you're allowing yourself to be, it's like sought after. Allowing yourself to witness this person's love for you. Don't apply pressure is what I'm also being told. Don't apply pressure. Let this person come forward to you and show you who they are in love. Because who this person is in other areas of their life is not who they are going to be in love with you. In love with you, they are going to be like outside of the character they play. They are going to have a chance to be soft, a chance to be creative. Like it's going to be exciting for this person because they are going to learn something new about themselves in expressing their love to you. So how they appear in the rest of their life, even with their friends, like they are going to be so soft with you in a way where it's like if their friends catch them like showing affection or love to you, they're gonna be like, what the heck? Like, who is this guy? Like, who is this person? And maybe that's something that you're already aware of. Maybe you can kind of sense, maybe you know this person and you sense that, you know, who they are with you is not who they are with everyone. And if you haven't gotten a strong sense of that, that is what you are going to be receiving with this person. So not like nothing to worry about here, nothing to control, nothing to hold on to. Let yourself be in receiving mode so that this person can have a chance to express, because this is like an opportunity for this person to learn how to express themselves in a new way, to learn a new side of themselves, to learn how to be vulnerable in love, and also how to be in reciprocal love, because you are somebody who loves to show love. So don't give to receive. Just give like your presence, your energy, your time when this person comes forward to you to give you theirs. Very beautiful exchange of energy here with this person. If you feel called to dive in further to your life connection, readings are available through my website. You can click the link in my bio. Dear soul, before you leave, stay with me for just one more moment. If this message stirred something deep inside your heart, don't ignore it. Sometimes the quiet moments are the very moments God uses to remind us that we are seen, loved, and never alone. Right now, place your hand over your heart and declare these words with faith. I am chosen. I am deeply loved. I am not forgotten. God's hand is upon my life. My love is protected. My future is blessed. My story is still being written by the one who never fails. Don't say it just once. Say it again until your soul begins to believe what heaven has been speaking over you all along. Let these words become stronger than your fear, louder than your doubts, and greater than every disappointment you've carried. Remember this. Delays are not denials. The tears you've cried have not gone unnoticed. Every prayer you've whispered in the darkness has been heard. God is already working in ways your eyes cannot yet see, and at the perfect moment, everything will begin to make sense. If this message touched your heart, please don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who may be carrying silent pain today. Someone somewhere is asking God for a sign, wondering if anyone sees their struggle. Your share could be the answer to their prayer and the encouragement that gives them hope to keep believing. And if God places it on your heart to help us continue sharing these faith-filled messages with people around the world, you can support this ministry through a super thanks. Whether it's $5, $10, $20, or whatever the Lord leads you to give, every gift helps us reach another heart that is searching for hope, comfort, and God's love. We pray that the Lord blesses you beyond anything you could imagine. May He restore what was lost, open doors no one can shut, fill your home with peace, and pour out blessings that overflow into every area of your life. Thank you for being part of this family of faith. Together, we will continue spreading God's love, one heart, one prayer, and one soul at a time. May God bless you, keep you, and remind you every single day that you are deeply loved, divinely chosen, and never forgotten. There is a specific kind of tiredness that comes from loving people who needed you to do all the work. Not the tiredness of effort itself. You are not someone who shies away from effort. You have never been that. The other kind. The kind that comes from giving generously, consistently, with the full weight of who you are, and then looking up from all that giving to find that the exchange was never quite equal. That what you offered was received without being matched. That somewhere in the architecture of the connections you have been in, you became the person who maintained things, who noticed things, who showed up again and again in the specific and slightly exhausting way of someone who cares more about the quality of a relationship than they feel comfortable admitting. You became the one who loved harder, and that is not a character flaw. It is the natural expression of someone whose capacity for love is genuinely large, who feels things deeply and expresses those feelings with a generosity that most people have never experienced. And some people, frankly, did not know how to receive. But somewhere in the accumulation of those experiences, something quieter happened beneath the surface. You started giving in order to receive, not consciously, not as a deliberate strategy. It was subtler than that. The particular adjustment that happens when a person learns through enough experience with love that doesn't quite reciprocate, that perhaps the way to feel loved is to love more, to give more, to make yourself indispensable enough, present enough, generous enough that the other person will eventually, naturally feel moved to offer something back. It didn't always work that way. And the disappointment of that, the specific accumulated weight of having poured yourself into connections that didn't pour back, is something you have been carrying perhaps longer than you have fully allowed yourself to name. But something is shifting. Something has already shifted, in fact, in the quality of your energy and in the way the universe is beginning to respond to it. And the message arriving with unusual clarity and unusual warmth is this: you are no longer in the era of giving to receive. You are entering the era of simply being loved. Let that land for a moment before we move forward, because it is the kind of sentence that is easy to read past without letting it actually arrive. Not love you have to work for. Not love that requires you to maintain it through effort and vigilance and careful tending. Love that comes to you, toward you, freely, from someone who is moved by you and who acts on that feeling without needing to be prompted or managed or encouraged. That is what is coming. Not eventually. Not after one more season of patience. Actually coming with a specificity and an intention that is going to make the previous experiences look not like failures, but like the very necessary lessons that taught you what you were settling for, so that you would recognize the real thing when it arrived. And the real thing has an energy to it that is worth describing honestly, because it is different from what you might expect. This person is intense. Not in the overwhelming too much sense, in the particular way that someone is intense when they have learned to want things with their whole attention. When they have not allowed the world to dilute their desire into something more manageable and more socially acceptable, there is a quality to them, focused, watchful, the particular stillness of something that knows what it is moving toward and does not move toward it carelessly, that is going to register in you before you fully understand it. They find joy in expressing love that is worth pausing on because it is rarer than it should be. For some people, expressing love is a vulnerability to be managed, something to be rationed carefully, offered in small and controlled doses to prevent overexposure. For this person, it is the opposite, a source of genuine pleasure, something creative and alive and energizing. They do not hold back what they feel, because holding back would cost them more than the risk of showing it. You are going to be on the receiving end of that expressiveness, and it is going to feel, at first, almost too much, not because it is wrong, but because you are not used to it. Because your system has been calibrated to a different level of input. And when someone arrives who actually matches your capacity for love rather than requiring you to manage theirs, the recalibration takes a moment. But here is the part that I find most moving in this entire story. Who this person is with you is going to be different from who they are with everyone else. In the world, with friends, with colleagues, with everyone who knows them in the context of ordinary life, they carry a certain presentation. Composed, perhaps. Fitting the role they have been assigned or have assigned themselves. Moving through their relationships in the particular way of someone who has learned to keep the softer dimensions of themselves in the background, not because they don't exist, but because most environments have not been safe enough for them to step forward. With you, that changes. Something in your presence, in the specific quality of who you are and how you make them feel, is going to reach past the presentation to the actual person underneath it. And the actual person underneath it is going to discover, through the experience of loving you, a version of themselves they have not had access to before. Softer, more creative, more genuinely open in the way that requires real trust and real safety to become possible. You are going to teach them something about themselves without trying to teach them anything at all. That is the particular magic of a genuinely aligned we, the way it reaches connection, the way it reaches past both people's constructed versions of themselves and draws out something more real and more alive than what either of them knew was available. Here is the insight that carries the most weight in this entire reading. You have been confusing love with effort for a very long time, not because you were foolish or naive, because that is what the connections you have been in required of you. They required effort to function, and so effort became the shape that love took in your experience. You loved by trying, by maintaining, by being the one who remembered the important things and showed up on the difficult days and held the connection together when it would otherwise have drifted apart. And that effort was real. And it came from a real place, but it was also, without your fully realizing it, exhausting. And somewhere in the exhaustion, a part of you forgot what it felt like to simply be in love without the labor of it, without the management and the monitoring and the giving that was always slightly inflected with the hope of receiving something back. The love that is coming does not work that way. This person is not going to require your maintenance. They are not going to need you to hold the connection together through sustained effort while they receive the benefit of it. They are going to come forward actively, consistently from the living source of genuine feeling and offer you something that does not need to be coaxed or constructed or carefully kept alive. They are going to pursue you. Not in the anxious, grasping sense, in the focused, determined, wolf-eyed sense of someone who has found something worth moving toward and is moving toward it with their whole attention. And the guidance coming through about how to meet that energy is beautifully simple. Let yourself be sought after. Not in the performed, calculated way of someone playing games. In the genuine, undefended way of someone who has finally stopped reaching toward love and is allowing love to reach toward them. There is a playfulness to this dynamic, something enjoyable and light about being enjoyable and about being the one who is pursued rather than the one who is pursuing. And you are being given explicit permission to enjoy it. You do not need to apply pressure. You do not need to accelerate or manage or make sure things are moving at the right pace. This person is coming. The timing of how they arrive and what they express along the way does not require your intervention. What it requires is your presence, your openness, your genuine, unhurried willingness to receive what is being offered without immediately calculating how to match it or give something back in equal measure. You, yes, you who has loved so much and been the one who loved more for long enough, are allowed to simply receive this without the guilt that sometimes comes with receiving generously. Without the reflexive urge to immediately give something back so the exchange feels balanced, without the monitoring of whether you are too much or not enough, or taking more than your share. You are not taking more than your share. You are finally being given your share, the gifts, the time, the affirmations, the offers of love that are coming. They are not too good to be true. They are what love looks like when both people have the capacity to show up fully. When neither person is operating from depletion. When the giving is genuinely joyful rather than anxious. Your presence is your gift in this connection. Not what you do or how much you give, or whether you have been perfect in your navigating that led here. Simply being you, present, open, soft in the way that you are soft when you are not braced for disappointment is what this person needs from you. And in return, they are going to show you something extraordinary. They are going to show you what it looks like when someone learns a new dimension of themselves through loving you. When the softness you draw out of them surprises even their closest friends. When the person who appears one way in every other context becomes, in your presence, the most genuine and most unguarded version of what they are. That transformation, watching someone discover what they are capable of in love, specifically because of you, is one of the most quietly profound things one person can offer another. The disappointment is ending. Not gradually, not with a slow and barely noticeable increase in the good, but with the particular clarity of something that has changed and is not going back. The season of love as labor is behind you. The season of love as pure, unearned, freely given, consistently expressed, joyfully pursued, receiving is beginning. Open your hands. Not to grasp at it, to receive it. It is already on its way to you.